Hello, students, and welcome to my living room. I've got some Dixieland jazz playing in the background just to welcome in the new school year, all in good spirits. But I'm making this video, the whole purpose is to introduce to you the kinds of videos that I'll make over the course of this year and what I expect from you when you're watching these videos. Okay, so oftentimes I won't assign typical, nightly homework where you have 15 problems or so to work on, and then come in and just checking to make sure you have those problems done. Yeah, we might have a few of those, but at least half of the time, probably, I'll have videos ready for you to watch at home. And the idea of that is so we can maximize class time, so you can best learn these concepts during the time you're in class, instead of just having to listen to me, one person teach you this, and you may or may not get it in class. The purpose of the videos is usually not to introduce a brand new concept. Okay, that might be a little bit to handle, doing on your own, but to kind of reinforce certain concepts or just to introduce little new components of a particular topic, so that again you can come into class with some background on these problems and how to work them out. Okay, now the videos are often under 15 minutes, sometimes 6 minutes, sometimes 8-10 minutes, whatever. They're very short. So typical homework might have taken you 30 or 45 minutes to do. Here the videos are relatively short, so you're not expected just to watch them once. Now some of you might get away with doing that on occasion. If it's a topic that you already are familiar with and you already know how to do these problems, then yeah, maybe you didn't have to watch it at all. Okay, but generally I expect you to watch these videos maybe twice, or at least once all the way through, and then rewinding and re-watching certain snippets of the videos again. All right, you're expected to come into class. The way I'm gonna check this to make sure you watch the assignments is gonna change from day to day. Sometimes I won't check at all, but usually I will, and that'll be, for instance, it might be if I go over, say, 2 or 3 examples, it might be giving you one of those exact problems in class the next day, first thing, on your own, and you having to work them out and then turn that in, okay? So, that's why it's kind of nice to have the videos, because you can watch them over and over again until you make sure you understand what's going on, okay? But sometimes, like for this video in particular, tomorrow I might ask you a question about something that's hanging from the ceiling or on the wall, or what kind of music I'm playing right now, okay? Or I see now I have some acorn squash sitting right there. I bought those the first of the season last week at the farmer's market, because I like to roast, kind of slowly roast those squashes and then take out the meat of the squash in order to make hummus to substitute instead of chickpeas. It kind of creates a different kind of a flavor and texture. Anyway, why am I talking to you about cooking? In any event, now you have some idea of what is expected from you for these videos, and during class time, after the few minutes of checking to make sure you watch the video, I'm going to give you guys sets of problems and ask you to work in groups on those problems. And I firmly believe the best way to show mastery of a concept is not only to be able to work through 100% of the problems perfectly, that's all well and good, but also to be able to explain those problems to someone else, to teach them. I know from experience, when I was in high school, I did very well in math. I mean, I did okay, but really that often entailed just kind of like, all right, knowing how to do a certain set of problems for one particular test, and then restudying that for the final, and then almost forgetting it, okay? I really feel like I truly mastered the concepts of high school algebra when I started teaching. I mean, even in college, yeah, I kind of got it a little more, especially logarithms. I really felt like I understood them in college, and I didn't really understand them very well in high school. But not until I really started teaching and being forced to explain concepts to other people did I really feel like I mastered the concepts. Because when you have to teach something, if you really care about the other person learning, you don't just do the problem on the board the way you do it and then call it a day. No, you have to really consider, okay, what is the most efficient way to do this problem? All right, there might be 5 ways, 6 ways, or infinite ways to do a problem. you've got to figure out, okay, if I am teaching one way to do this problem, what is the best way? What is going to be the easiest for the majority or the most students to understand and to be able to work through? And when you're thinking about that, when you're going through, all right, I know this way, I know that way, I know this way too. Let me work through all these different ways and see, okay, what was the best way? All right, now I know the best way. Now I think I can explain this to someone else. All right, so when you're teaching someone else, when you're helping each other out in class, the person explaining the math and the person learning from the other, I think it's almost more helpful for the person explaining than it is for the person learning. Okay, again, when you are able to explain a concept to someone else, I truly feel that is the best way to master the concept. So over the course of the year, I expect to see a lot of that in class, a lot of collaboration. That's the best way for you guys to learn this stuff, okay? Not just by listening to me lecture. All right, but I hope all's well and you have a good evening, and good. Under 6 minutes right now, it's okay, 6 minutes exactly, but yeah, see y'all tomorrow.